Welcome here to Aloha Stadium here for the Waianae JV Championship game here for the Waianae JV crown. I'm Lawson Kita here, joined here by Blaine Cowie. As you see, the team captains for Kahuku come walking onto the field. Number 2, Tim Welch Ornelas. Number 21, Reagan Manutai. 82, Josh Ayu. Number 92, Tiloi Lolo Tai. Number 22, Sione Haiola. And number 21, Reagan Manutai. For Waianae, it's number 67, Mae Ele Fonoti. Number 44, Wes Keli'i Kipi. Number 71, Kainoa Evangelista. And number 41, Ty Bradley. As we get set here at Aloha Stadium for this Waianae JV Championship game. As you see the coin toss here at midfield.
Head referee Brian Souza there wearing the white cap. He's a head official. He's going to flip the coin as he explains the rules to both team captains. Waianae will call heads or tails, I believe, as Brian Souza shows both teams the coin, both sides of the heads and the tails, so they know exactly which way is which. And it appears that Kahuku has won the coin toss. We'll see what they elect to do here.
This game here is sort of like the game of the little brothers of both of these Kahuku and Waianae teams, the JV teams. Both very strong in their conferences, just like the big brothers in the varsity division.
Kahuku has won the toss. They will elect to receive. Don't forget the Waianae and Kahuku varsity teams met in the Waianae Varsity Championships, with Kahuku pulling that one out. And they will go on to face St. Louis, who beat Punahou last night here at the Aloha Stadium in the Prep Bowl.
As you see, the team captains coming over to join their team, as both teams will walk out onto the field, shake hands before the game, and then go out and play hard. It's a new rule here in the OIA, as they don't want each other shaking hands after the game.
And you see the Kahuku players running through the line, shaking hands with the Waianae Sea Rider players, as we should be in for one heck of a football game here for the JV Championship. 10-minute quarters compared to the 12-minute quarters they play during varsity football games. Only 10 minutes here, that means a 40-minute football game.
Both of these teams very strong. Waianae JV got here to this game by beating Farrington JV 14-0. As they're set here to take on Kahuku. Both teams, if you look at them, both teams look almost exactly like their counterparts in the varsity division. Very big, very strong, and it should make for a very good football game here at Aloha Stadium.
Head coach for the Kahuku Red Raiders will be Walter Santiago. As you see the Waianae coaching staff getting ready to get this game underway. Hopefully able to pull this one out and get some revenge for the varsity team as Kahuku won.
The head coach for the JV Waianae team is Peyton Sorono, who will lead this team. As you see it, you can't see it here on the replay on this monitor here, but on the sidelines of Kahuku, they're knocking heads and they're tackling each other and hitting each other, getting psyched up here for this big game.
Waianae Sea Riders preparing to get onto the field and get this battle underway for the JV Championship here in the OIA. Once again, 10-minute quarters. We'll get this one underway in just a few seconds. See the Waianae kicking teams getting ready to kick off. Kahuku Red Raiders back. Kicking the ball off will be Herman Watson, I believe, for the Waianae Sea Riders. Should look for a running game here. Haven't seen much of the JV teams lately, but if they follow suit with the earlier JV game we had here, Their offense is identical to that is run by the varsity, and both varsity teams for Waianae and Kahuku run the ball.
Herman Watson will kick this ball off to Pahia, number 9. Pahia will take it at the 20-yard line, and he'll bring it up to about the 28, maybe the 27-yard line. A great run by him.
Chris Pahia moving up to about the 27-yard line, but Winston Keali'i really put a stuff on him, as you see the Pepsi stuff replay. See the ball bounce, and it is picked up by Chris Pahia. Pahia looking for some room, trying to follow his blockers. You lose one man, but then he just gets stuck by Keali'i, the 5'7", 145-pound linebacker playing special teams.
So the starting quarterback for this Kahuku JV team is Tim Welch Ornelas, a sophomore, as he'll come to the line to bring this JV. It's a handoff to number 33, Sione Sanfit. And he will pick up nothing on the, he'll pick up about 1 or 2 yards on the play.
Sonny Sanf trying to look for some room up the middle. Had a hole for a little while, but it was plugged immediately by the Waianae defense. Linebacker, I believe, coming over to make the stop.
2nd down and 8 for the Kahuku Red Raiders on their 29-yard line. Welch Ornelas will look to pass. There's pressure. He'll take this ball, he'll run it up the sideline, and he'll finally be dragged down by number 71 of Waianae, Kainoa Evangelista.
Evangelista coming in to make the play for Waianae. You're going to see it on the Blimpie replay. Tim Welch Ornelas looking for some room. Sophomore quarterback has to just tuck this under, as there is nobody open downfield before being brought down by Evangelista from behind.
So bring up a 3rd down and 9 situation for the Red Raiders from their own 29-yard line. 8:23 left to go here in the first quarter. Welch Ornelas will look to the sideline. Again, he'll have to scramble, and he'll bring it up to the 33-yard line, and a mass of Waianae players will just pound him back.
Maicha Molina coming up to make the play for the JV team from Waianae. Molina, 5'8", 160-pound defensive back, coming in to put the hit on the quarterback, Tim Welch Ornelas. You're going to see it on the all-sport replay. Ornelas looking for some room. Couldn't find anything once again as he rolled out to the other side of the field. And there you see the hit put on him by Molina.
So number 9, Chris Pahia will punt it away to number 5, Mike Molina of Waianae, and the ball will just bounce out at the 29-yard line. As you take a look at the Kahuku sidelines, the crowd here just sounds like it's a varsity game, as it's a very high hype game, and a lot of fans are here to watch this game. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Waianae Sea Riders from their own 33-yard line. Excuse me, make that the 29-yard line. Wishbone formation from the back. Number 20, Glenn Kawaiea, the ball carrier. Number 11, Edwin Kawai is the starting QB.
You're going to see the Zippy's Restaurant replay. Kawaiea taking the handoff, hit immediately in the backfield, making the play for Kahuku. Mamoy Manu Maleuna, the sophomore defensive lineman.
Again from the wishbone formation, this is a pitch out. And number 30 for Kahuku, Tailoa Marasco, will bring down the Waianae running back for a loss.
Once again, Kawaiea carrying the football off the pitch. Again, hit in the backfield immediately. No blocking upfield, as he really didn't have a chance to get any yardage on that play.
So it'll be 3rd down and 12 on the 27-yard line of Waianae. Wishbone formation for the Waianae Sea Riders. And we have whistles on the play, and we have a stoppage of play. As you'll see there, the referee, Brian Souza, will make the delay of game call. Kawai will air this out. The intended receiver was Kuhaulua.
Kaulana Kuhaulua, the intended receiver, off that pass from the quarterback, Edwin Kawai. Kawai at 5'8", 145, trying to look over the line. You're going to see the News 8 replay. Not too much traffic in front of him. It had a nice lane to the intended receiver, but good coverage there provided by Kahuku's Daniel Mapu, almost coming down with the interception, just out of the reach of his fingertips.
So on 4th down, the Waianae Sea Riders will have to punt it away. The punter is Wesley Kelikipi, and the return man here is Chris Bahia, number 9, doing double duty, both kick returner, punt returner, and punter. And we have a penalty flag. Another one has just gone up, and I think that might be against Waianae, but we also have an earlier flag also down on the field.
This appears to be 2 separate penalties. I believe the last one is going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct of some sort. We'll see what the first one is. I didn't quite get the call on that. See head referee Brian Souza talking it over. And both penalties will go against the Kahuku Red Raiders. One for clipping, and I believe the other one was for some sort of illegal procedure.
The other one was for unsportsmanlike conduct against the Kahuku JV, as the ball is brought back to the 39-yard line. A big
first down.
There you see Kahuku's coach, Peyton Sarono. Excuse me, that's Waianae's coach, but Kahuku's coach is
Walter Santiago, the coach on the sidelines for the Kahuku Red Raiders, hoping his offense can do something here as his team is going backwards off of the 2 penalty calls. We'll have the second call from Brian Souza here.
Unsportsmanlike on the receiving team. 1st and 25.
That's a big penalty. It'll be 1st down and 10. It'll be 1st down and 25.
And don't forget, the Kahuku Red Raiders also lost yardage because of the clipping penalty that was marked off prior to that.
So it'll be 1st down and 25 for the Kahuku Red Raiders from the 24-yard line. 2 wide receivers split to the far side. And again, we have penalty markers on the field.
Coachman, defense, repeat 1st down.
Brian Souza, busy man here at the Aloha Stadium, making another call, this time against the Sea Riders, make it 1st and 20.
So it'll be 1st down and 20 from the Kahuku 29-yard line. Welcher is calling the signals. This time he'll keep it. He'll come around the right side, looking for some running room. He has some big running room down to the 49-yard line. That'll be good for the 1st down and a pickup of 20 on the play. As there you take a good look at Welcher Nellis on that big 1st down run.
Here you see the OIA replay. Tim Welcher Nellis making the triple option work here, cutting back, getting tremendous blocking upfield from his receivers and linemen, and also eluding a few tackles on his own, breaking it out close to midfield.
1st down and 10 for the Raiders from the 49-yard line. Haiola, the ball carrier, and there's a loose ball on the field right about the 49-yard line, and Waianae has it back. White Sosene will come up with the fumble there.
1st and 10 for the Sea Riders. Ball at the Red Raiders, 49-yard.
You see Walter Santiago trying to encourage his quarterback and his running back as his offense fumbles the football here. You see the man coming through carrying the football was Sione Haiola. Haiola just loses the football and it is recovered by Waianae.
Number 23.
Donald Morasco, the defensive back, will make a big defensive play as he stuffs the Waianae running back right at the line and just takes him back for a loss.
Donald Morasco, one of 3 Morascos on this JV roster for Kahuku. Kahuku with a big family tradition. I'll talk more about that after this play.
Edwin Kawai, the quarterback. This is a handoff to Kelly Kipi.
For West Kelly Kipi, the ball carrier.
After the gain of just a few yards. We'll go back to what I was talking about earlier. There are 3 different Marascos on this roster. Also a pair of Haiolas, pair of Fonoi Moanas, a couple of Manu Maliunas, and a couple of Tupolas. You're going to see the handoff this time to number 44 for Waianae. That is West Kitty Kipi, trying to find some yardage. Gets close, about halfway there to the first down on 3rd and 5.
3rd down and 5 for the Waianae Sea Riders from the Kahuku 44-yard line. There's 3:46 left to go here in the first quarter. The score, Waianae 0, Kahuku 0. As Edwin Kawai will come to the line.
Edwin Kawai.
Kaulana Kahulua, the receiver on that play. And there's a penalty marker down on the field.
I believe that's going to be an ineligible man downfield against the Waianae Sea Riders. That will back them up a bit. See Brian Souza, the head referee, marking off the yardage, and he's going quite a bit of a ways back, taking it back to the Waianae 41. We'll see what the call is.
So it'll be 3rd down and 20 for the Waianae Sea Riders from their own 41-yard line.
Waianae's 41-yard line.
As we have a stoppage in play as the referees go to talk to each other. And they're going to bring it up a little bit. Back to the first down marker. Back to the line of scrimmage marker. And I don't know what happened on that one.
I believe they marked off too much yardage and they had to move the ball back to get the right placement for the marking. I believe they took too many yards off on the penalty on the ineligible receiver.
So they'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 situation for the Waianae Sea Riders.
Kahuku 49-yard line.
From the Kahuku 49-yard line, 2 wide receivers split to the far side.
Edwin
Kawai will look.
Kawai's pass.
And this is complete to Kawai Aea. And we have another penalty marker on the field. This one will go against Waianae.
And so penalty markers biting the Sea Riders in the foot, not giving them a chance to gather any momentum here on offense as they keep on pushing themselves in the wrong direction.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. Repeat 3rd down.
Once again, another ineligible receiver downfield, and I think if I was the coach for Waianae, I'd try to make that guy eligible. Here you see the pass from Edwin Kawai. It was a good pass complete to Kawai Ea. Just unfortunately, they had the ineligible man downfield once again.
3rd down and 15 from the Waianae 46. This pass is almost complete to Koze Neuski.
Akanio Kozanuski almost coming down with the catch along the sidelines. Good coverage provided by the Kahuku secondary. You're going to see it here on the OIA replay. Kawai just letting one air out along the sidelines, had the man open. It was tipped a little bit, I believe, by the Kahuku defender. I'm not sure who that was. I believe it might have been Donald Morasco, but we didn't quite get the jersey number up here, but still yet a good play.
So West Kale Kipi will punt it away. This is off to Pahia, and he'll bring it up to the 35-yard line. And again, we have some penalty flags on the play. With 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter, the score still Waianae 0, Kahuku 0.
I've seen so many penalty markers. I'm ready to get up and start singing the national anthem. Just flags flying all over the place here the last few plays. And I believe this one is going against the Kahuku Red Raiders.
We have clipping on a return. 1st down.
I don't think Brian Souza's had this much airtime in a while, but he's made quite a few calls. Referees keeping a good watch on this football game.
1st down and 10 for the Kahuku Red Raiders from their own 21-yard line. One receiver to the near side, one receiver to the far side. Will Chernelles, the quarterback. Welcher Nellis will keep it, but he'll be sacked by Ty Bradley, the linebacker, 5'8", 160.
Sea Riders defense all over that play. I believe Kahuku has gone to the well one too many times after seeing that. Tim Welcher-Nellis having a hard time with that one. You're going to see on the replay the fake up the middle. One Waianae man bets on that, but then you have another Waianae man by the name of Ty Bradley come up and make the play on the quarterback.
A loss on 4 on the play, so that'll bring up 2nd down and 14 for the Kahuku Red Raiders from their own 12-yard line. This is a handoff to Sione Haiola, the running back.
Haiola is stopped by number 5, Michael Molina.
Haiola trying to find some room up the middle. You're going to see on the replay, Haiola picking up 3 yards on this rush as he comes up through the middle, tries to follow his blockers. Waianae once again closing the hole as fast as they can, not allowing Haiola to get a full head of steam underway.
3rd down and 11 for the Kahuku Red Raiders from their own 15-yard line. There you take a look at the big Kahuku offensive line. Shumway, the ball carrier, and he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Excuse me, that was Haiola. And he'll get it up to about the 23-yard line. Close to the 1st down, but
you're going to see here on the replay, Sione Haiola once again getting the call from the Red Raiders sidelines. Haiola breaks one tackle, breaks another, but the secondary comes up to save the day for the Waianae Sea Riders. Credit Nathan Jackson to come up and make the play.
Pahia will punt it away, and number 5, Molina, will get it. He'll take it up the sideline, and then he'll finally be knocked out of bounds by Nautu. And again, we have another penalty flag here on the field with 47 seconds left to go here in the 1st quarter. Still a scoreless game.
And once again, on the special teams play, we have another penalty. This one clipping against the Waianae Sea Riders. And so whatever these two teams have gained, they always move back due to penalties. And that is definitely not the way you want to play football if you want to get into the end zone. Brian Souza once again with the call.
We have clipping on a return, 1st down.
30-yard punt.
So Waianae from the 32-yard line on 1st down and 10. Again from the wishbone formation. Kelly Keeping has running room. All he has is green in front of him. He's down to the 10. Touchdown, Waianae. Big play, but again we have a penalty marker on the field. And it's against Waianae, so that touchdown run will be brought back. And if you can hear the crowd here at Aloha Stadium, it's just rumbling.
Wes Keli'ikipi with a big run, but all for naught due to this penalty that we're going to have called. Brian Souza holding the magical yellow hanky if you're a Kahuku Red Raiders fan, as that saved a touchdown for Keli'ikipi from Waianae.
We have clipping on the offense. Repeat 1st down.
32 seconds left to go here in the 1st quarter. It will be 1st down and 16 for the Waianae Sea Riders from their own 26-yard line.
Carrying the ball for Waianae, Akaniao Kozaniewski. Nothing doing there as he took a shot from the Kahuku Red Raiders defense. Guys all over the place. Red Raiders led by Josh Ayu. There you see him, number 82. We're going to see this hit on the replay as the carrier, Kozaniewski, just really didn't have a chance. Just Red Raiders all over the place, and they just formed a wall and just fell down on top of him.
A loss of 2, and they'll bring up 2nd down and 18. And we're at the end of the 1st quarter with the score Waianae 0, Kahuku 0. As there you see it, no 1st downs by either team. It's just been a tough defensive game for both sides.
If it's any consolation for either coach, they don't have any 1st downs, but at the same time, the other guys haven't scored yet. So if that's any consolation to you as a coach, so be it. If you are a coach, you do want to see your team score here, and the one thing that both coaches have to be thinking is to cut back on the penalties. A ton of penalties called there in the first quarter. I'm not sure if we've seen that many penalties called in the first quarter.
There you see Kawai talking to his troops, and he'll bring them up to the line on 2nd down and 18. One solo receiver to the near side from a wishbone formation.
Number 44,
West Kali'i Kipi, the ball carrier.
Brought down by number 94, Rodney Solano.
And he'll bring it up to the 31-yard line.
Coming up to make the play for the Kahuku Red Raiders, Rodney Salanoa, a defensive lineman, sophomore this year, making a play on West Kali'i Kipi.
3rd down and 16 from the Waianae 26-yard line. Man in motion, and penalty flags go up.
They're going to have to get the referee some new yellow handkerchiefs. I believe these are going to be worn out from the friction coming out of the pockets.
3rd down.
Another penalty called here. That'll back Waianae up 5 yards. If they weren't backed up far enough already, they're backed up even farther here.
3rd down and 21 for the Waianae Sea Riders from their own 21-yard line with 9:19 left to go. It's still a scoreless ball game. Kawai will gun this out. He has a wide receiver wide open. Cousin Neuski will get it down to the 15-yard line. A big play for Waianae. And guess what, Blaine? No flag.
No penalty markers on this one. This play is going to hold up as Kozanuski had room along the sidelines. Credit the quarterback, Edwin Kawai, with a perfect pass to Kozanuski. Kozanuski hit full stride, and he just kept on going down the sideline. Credit Donald Marasco from Kahuku for saving the touchdown. Here you see the pass from Kawai on the OIA replay. This airing went out, nice spiral. And once again, hitting his man right on the money. Kozanuski burned one man. Just couldn't quite get by Donald Marasco, who came out to make the touchdown-saving tackle.
On 1st down and 10 from the 21-yard line, West Kali'i Kipi will pick up 1 on the play.
Making a defensive hit for Kahuku.
Kali'i Kipi getting the call once again on 1st down, getting a gain of about 1 yard. Making a tackle, you just saw him on your screen a minute ago, PJ Matagi for the Kahuku Red Raiders.
2nd down and 8 for the Waianae Sea Riders from the 15-yard line with 8:13 left to go. Still a scoreless ball game. Kawai will pitch this out to Kozeneuski. And again, we have penalty flags on the play.
Face mask will be the call. We'll see if it was a 5 or 15-yard penalty against the Kahuku Red Raiders, but this one definitely going against their defense on the face mask.
This penalty will give them a 1st down in great position inside the red zone. The ball being spotted at the 6-yard line.
Here you see the Blimpie subs and salads replay. Quick pitch to Akanio Kozanuski. Kozanuski running. There you see the face mask.
1st and goal.
And that will give the 1st down to Waianae.
1st down and goal to go, but we have a timeout by Kahuku. As both teams, Waianae will head to the sidelines. Kahuku will amass near the field, and they'll talk it over.
Waianae looking to head home as they're headed for the Eva end of the stadium, hoping to knock on the door and get in the end zone first as we have a scoreless ball game here at the Aloha Stadium.
With 8:02 left to go, Waianae 0, Kahuku 0.
Why?
Why?
Give me an E.
E.
Give me an S.
Come on, give me an S.
What do you get?
Yes!
And we're back here to Aloha Stadium as we're coming off of a timeout. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Waianae Sea Riders with 8:02 left to go. Waianae is goal to goal. And again, we have whistles and penalty markers on the field.
Still first down.
Kahuku
First and goal
defense
for
receiving that
Waianae.
last penalty marker, and that brings Waianae just that much closer to the end zone.
So on first down,
Number 20.
the ball carrier is Glenn Kavai Ea.
Kavaya Ea getting the call once again from the Waianae Sea Riders. Kavaya Ea looking for some room up the goal line, up towards the goal line, but Kahuku Red Raiders defense holding fast. Defensive line providing good pressure and good tackling, bringing down the running back.
Second down and goal to goal from the 2-yard line. Kavai will keep it, and it'll be touchdown Waianae. With 7:33 left to go, it'll be Waianae 6, Kahuku 0, as the kicking team for Waianae will come onto the field to kick the point after.
Good play by the quarterback, Edwin Kawai, just getting this one across the goal line, just pushing the ball over, making sure across the plane of the goal line for the end zone. 6 points of Waianae. We'll see the extra point attempt here in just a second. As you see, a very happy quarterback, Edwin Kawai, leading his troops down the field. All 5'8", 145 pounds of him getting into the end zone on that play.
Wes Kali'ikipi had a hard time getting off the field. He had to be helped off by his trainers. Hopefully he'll be all right. As number 81, Pave, will come in to kick the point after, and it's good. So with 7:33 left to go here in the second quarter, it's Waianae 7, Kahuku 0. Interesting, Waianae's team is using different kickers for different jobs here.
You're going to see the Pepsi Stuff replay coming up on the screen here. You see the handoff touchdown replay, just the quarterback just getting the ball over the goal line, making sure it gets into the end zone, holding onto it, not turning the ball over. Good play by the quarterback, Edwin Kawai, once again.
So Herman Watson gets set to kick this off to Kahuku.
Here you see the all-smart replay of the extra point attempt. The hold from Jared Jeremiah. Kick is up from Iukini Pave and good. And if I'm not mistaken, he is probably related to Benny Pave in some way. Benny Pave, wearing 45 for Waianae, kicks the ball on the extra points and kickoffs for the varsity team. We'll look into that one during the half.
Chris Pahil will get set to receive this kick from Herman Watson. He'll take it at the 13-yard line. He'll bust it. He has some running room. He's still on his feet. Down to the 40. All he has is green in front of him. 20, 10. Touchdown Kahuku. Pahil with the touchdown kickoff return. And the crowd goes crazy here at Aloha Stadium. With 7:19 left to go, Kahuku 6, Waianae 7. It'll be an 84-yard touchdown return by Pahia. A beauty it was.
Chris Pahia, a man that does everything. He returns punts, returns kicks. He punts the ball for the Kahuku Red Raiders. Here he comes back and brings them to a 1-point deficit against the Waianae Sea Riders, pending the extra point attempt here. And I believe they will be going for 2.
As well, Charnelis looks to the sideline to get in the play, and they'll go for the 2-point conversion with the wishbone formation. Well, Charnelis looks into the end zone, just short of his wide receiver, number 92, Tiloi Lolo Tai. And so with 7:19 left to go here in the second quarter, it's Waianae 7, Kahuku 6.
Here you see the Zippy's Restaurants replay. This is going to be the kick return provided by Mr. Excitement, Chris Pahia. Pahia just following his blockers. Credit the other 10 guys on the field for the Kahuku Red Raiders. Pahia breaking one tackle there, getting another good block upfield provided by number 36, PJ Matagi. And that sprung Pahia, giving him green all the rest of the way down. Pahia could have walked into the end zone as he had a lot of running room along the sidelines.
Beautiful run by Pahia, and it's great to see this kind of reward for him. That's a dual all-purpose person here in this game. So there you see the score, Waianae 7, Kahuku 6. And look at the first downs. Waianae only has 2. Kahuku still needs a first down.
But on the other hand, if you return all your kicks for touchdowns, I guess you're doing okay without having any first downs at all. If you have Chris Bahia do that the rest of the game, they'd probably be in pretty good shape. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. But of course, anything could happen here in the OIA. Kahuku Red Raiders preparing to kick the ball off to the Waianae Sea Riders. You see them setting up here on your screen.
Number 5, number 5, Molina back to receive the kick. And Molina will take it, and he'll bring it up to the 39-yard line.
Michael Molina with a tough act to follow after that return from Chris Bahia. But yet, Michael Molina gets it up to about the 39-yard line, which is good field position for the CR to start off on. Here's to the GTE Hawaiian Tau replay. Molina picking the ball up, looking for running room following his blockers. Just tripped up at the last moment, slowing him down for the rest of the Red Raiders team to come by and tackle him.
So it'll be first down and 10 from the Waianae 39-yard line. Kozineuski, the ball carrier, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
And there's an interesting fashion statement being sported by Poliku Kahale-Puna, who came up to make the tackle on Kozineuski. I like that little rainbow thing underneath the shirt. I think I'll go down to the store and pick one up. You'll see on the News 8 replay, just a simple handoff up the middle to Kozineuski. Kozineuski hit and just held on to by the ankles, and the rest of the Red Raiders defense came up. Once again, good play by Kahale-Puna to hold on.
On second down and 6 from the 43-yard line.
Glenn Kavaya-Ea coming up to make the carry for the Waianae Sea Riders. You're going to see this carry on the replay. Kavaya-Ea just taking a handoff, looking for room up the middle. Good blocking, had a hole. Just that the Kahuku Red Raiders recovered and made the stop. Otherwise, he had a hole and lots of running room.
Third down and 3 from the 46-yard line. This looked like a botch play as Kavai looked like he was going to fake it to his running back and then run off to the far side, but he fell down. As the Waianae punt team comes onto the field on fourth down.
Tough break for the Waianae Sea Riders. They could have used some momentum after that kick return by Pahia. They still lead by 1, but they will have to punt away to the Kahuku Red Raiders here.
Pahia will come on to kick it away to another number 9. Pahia to receive the punt. Number 19. And the ball will roll out of bounds at the 23-yard line. So Kahuku will take over on first down with 5:01 left to go. Waianae 7, Kahuku 6.
Here you see the Waianae offense getting back out onto the field. They do lead by 1, but it would be really nice to get another score up on the board before they head back into the locker rooms. We're about halfway there with 5:01 remaining. Don't forget 10-minute quarters. If you're used to watching varsity football, only 10-minute quarters, not 12, here in JV Championship.
From the 23-yard line on first down and 10. Seone Haiola will bring the ball up to the 26-yard line.
Here you see the replay. Haiola getting the call on first down. Both teams trying to run up the middle. Here you see Kahuku's attempt. Haiola brought down by Clinton Kaupuiki.
It will be second down and 6 for the Kahuku Red Raiders from their 27-yard line. Welcher Nellis will keep the ball. He's looking for some running room. He's got it. And he'll finally be brought down at about the 49-yard line. A great run and the first down for Welcher Nellis.
Tim Welcher Nellis showing how elusive he is. He's a slippery guy to take down. If you see the replay coming up here in just a second, Tim Welcher and Ellis just running, breaking a couple of tackles, and just guys could not hold on to this guy's jersey to bring him down. Finally brought down by the pursuit of the Waianae Sea Riders defense, but not before he gets out to the 44.
First down and 10 from the 44-yard line. Welcher and Ellis will look to pass. There's pressure, and he just bobbles around, and he's still on his feet, and finally he's brought down by the Waianae defense at the 40-yard line.
And if you think Steve Young, quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, is exciting, wait till you see this guy. You just can't seem to bring this guy down. He's back there in the pocket. There you see Welcher and Ellis coming back to the huddle. Welcher and Ellis once again just dodging a few guys. 3 men miss him, and it's just amazing watching this guy run. He outruns number 72 for Waianae. That is White Socini, and Welcher and Ellis just once again coming out and getting out to the 40-yard line. Elusive. I wonder if that extra last name gives him any type of advantage, because it looks like he's a cat with 9 lives.
We're going to have a change-up in quarterback. Leo Van Kalunan will come on as Welcher and Ellis is just hurting. He looked like he was hurting, and he was calling for the backup quarterback to come on the field. As there was some confusion going on the Kahuku sideline, but it looked like he'll stay in the game. He just looked really busted up after that last play and just hurting. But as tough as he is, he'll stay on.
The last name Ornella turning out to be one of the premier last names as far as high school football goes. George Ornelas, formerly of the UH Rainbows football team. We'll see if he's back next year. Also Jess Ornelas, sophomore linebacker playing with the St. Louis team. And now you have Tim Welcher Ornelas.
First down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Welcher Ornelas will pitch it out to Diamond Kaihue, and he'll bring it up to the 36-yard line.
Ka'ihui getting the call, being brought down by Waianae's White Socini. 6'1", 260 pounds of White Socini. And 2 guys with interesting names. White Socini making a tackle, but Diamond Ka'ihui coming out with the football, running the ball for the Kahuku Red Raiders.
It'll be second down and 5 with 2:48 left to go. From Kahuku will go from the Waianae 35-yard line. Sione Sanfet will bring it up to the 23-yard line, but we have a penalty flag on the play. And this one will go against Kahuku. There's 2:36 left to go here in the second quarter. Waianae 7, Kahuku 6.
We have illegal motion on the offense. Repeat second down.
Second down and 10.
And that call goes against the offense of the Red Raiders. That will back them up 5 yards, bring us to second and 10.
Second down and 10 for the Kahuku Red Raiders from their 40-yard line with 2:25 left to go here in the second quarter. Welcher and Ellis calling the signals.
Diamond Kaihue, the ball carrier.
Diamond Kaihue, the ball carrier again, and he'll bring it up to the 34-yard line. A pickup of 6 on the play.
Pickup of 6 yards.
Ka'ihui, a shifty runner. He's not going to run you over, but he might outrun you if you're not careful. Here you're going to see the replay. Ka'ihui taking a handoff from Welch Ornelas. Ka'ihui looking for some running room. Not going to get it as the Waianae Sea Riders defense kept him from outrunning them.
On third down, Welcher Ornelas will keep the ball, and he'll bring it down to the 29-yard line. 1:36 left to go here in the second quarter. Waianae 7, Kahuku 6.
Gain of 3 yards on the play.
Michael Molina once again coming up to make the play for the Sea Riders defense. Molina, 5'8", 160-pound defensive back. And you don't like to see your secondary making the tackles on the running back. If your secondary is making the tackles, that means the offense's running back is getting just a little bit too far.
Fourth down and 1, and Kahuku will go from the 31-yard line. Kaiola will get the first down to the 28-yard line.
Sione Haiola, different type of running back compared to Diamond Ka'ihui. Haiola will run you over. He won't outrun you, but he'll definitely run you over. You see him here. Good blocking by the offensive line. Just bounces off one man and falls forward to make sure he gets a first down on 4th down.
So from the 29-yard line, Kahuku on 1st down and 10 with 48 seconds left to go. We have a stoppage in play. Kahuku will take a timeout. So with 48 seconds left to go here in the second quarter, it's Waianae 7, Kahuku 6.
If Waianae can go back to the locker room trailing by 1, they'll be in a really, really good position. Some momentum even on their side, as it is imperative that they keep the Red Raiders from opening up what could be a 7, maybe a 9-point lead here going into the half.
So with 48 seconds left to go here in the second quarter, Waianae 7, Kahuku 6. We'll be back.
Hi, son. What you doing?
Fixing this train.
All right. You need some help?
Yeah.
What you got? What you doing? Booking it all? Or the man over there?
Got it.
Okay, got it. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, son. Are you coming, son?
Still ready to go.
Oh.
And we're back here to Aloha Stadium. Kahuku has come on the field after a timeout. Welcher Nellis, the quarterback, with 48 seconds left to go. Welcher Nellis will carry the ball on 1st down, and he'll get it down to the 20-yard line, close to the 1st down. And again, we have a timeout with 36 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
Good move by Welcher Nellis, getting up and immediately calling the timeout to stop the clock with 36 seconds. Kahuku still has 1 timeout left. You'll see it on the scoreboard there.
Kahuku, Waianae leading it only by a point, 7-6 over Kahuku. And again, you'll see the first downs, a very low number of first downs for both teams. Both teams getting their touchdowns off of big, big plays.
Waianae still with a 1-point lead. Kahuku Red Raiders still trying to mount their drive. Tim Welcher Nellis is doing a tremendous job leading his troops. As you see some of the fans here at the Aloha Stadium.
2nd down and 2 for the Kahuku Red Raiders from the Waianae 21-yard line with 36 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Welcher Nellis looked to pass. The intended receiver, Matt Taylor.
Terrence Samoa on coverage for the Waianae Sea Riders, covering the intended receiver, Matt Taylor. You're going to see the replay coming up here as Tim Welcher Nellis heads back to the huddle. Welcher Nellis firing a nice pass along the sidelines. If his man wasn't going to catch it, nobody was. Just off the fingertips of Taylor. And so that will bring us to 3rd down.
3rd down and 2 from the Waianae 21-yard line with 30 seconds left to go. Welcher Nellis will roll out. And this is low for intended to Robert Thompson, the tight end. A sophomore here for Kahuku.
Welcher Nellis rolling out to his right, trying to find some open receivers, but tremendous coverage by the Sea Riders secondary, and Welcher Nellis is going to be tired of seeing White Socini at the end of this football game, as Socini just laid a shot out on Welcher Nellis as he let go of the football.
So on 4th down and 2, Kahuku will go for it from the Waianae 21-yard line with 24 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. 2 wide receivers split to the far side. This will be a pitch out to Haiola. Haiola will just toss it, and it's complete to Nui Aumua down at the 10-yard line with 18 seconds left to go. Waianae 7, Kahuku 6. 1st down and 10 for the Kahuku Red Raiders from the
officials timeout down on the field, as I believe we have some sort of equipment problem with one of the Waianae players. Nice catch by Nui Aumua on that last play to pick up the first down. You're going to see the replay here. I believe that play had everybody fooled, including me, as you see Sione Haiola rolling out to his left and just firing one at the last minute. Nice touch pass to a wide open Nui Aumua.
First down and 7 from the 7-yard line. Goal to go for the Kahuku Red Raiders. Welchern Ellis will roll out to the outside. There's pressure. He'll gun this into the end zone to number 22, Sione Haiola. But we have a penalty flag on the play.
Let's not celebrate too early yet. We haven't received a preliminary indication. And it will be an eligible receiver downfield against the Kahuku Red Raiders. And so once again, all for naught.
As we'll come to a close, this second quarter will come to a close. Actually,
we'll have the official call here from Brian Souza.
Half will be extended by 1 play.
so we'll have one more
First and
play
goal.
here in the second quarter. Waianae 7, Kahuku 6. And Waianae will take a timeout to talk things over. So with 1 play left to go here in the second quarter, it's Waianae 7, Kahuku 6.
For the Kahuku Red Raiders, you're trailing by 1 to the Sea Riders. No time left on the clock. They will have 1 shot left. Do you kick the field goal or do you go for the end zone? We'll find out in just a second here at the Aloha Stadium.
Give me one good reason why I should join the Army Guard.
I joined for the free tuition at any UH campus.
Army Guard trained us to be a helicopter mechanic.
When I saw what the Guard did after Iriki, I was sold. The National Guard is a lot more important than I thought.
There is nothing like flying in a helicopter. And the pay is great too.
All right, enough already. Let me think about it. Who do I call?
The Hawaii Army National Guard, the part-time job with lifetime benefits.
And we're back here to Aloha Stadium with 1 play left to go here in the second quarter. Kahuku will come onto the field led by Welchern Ellis. And they'll have 1 last shot at the goal before they go into the locker rooms at halftime. Welchern Ellis will roll out to the near side. There's pressure again by the Waianae defense. Welchern Ellis will keep it. And he is finally shoved out of bounds at the 3-yard line. So that will bring this first half to a close with the score Waianae 7, Kahuku 6. And both teams will go into the locker rooms.
Here you see the replay of that last play. Kahuku Red Raiders wanting to go into the locker room with a big lead or no lead at all as they trail by 1 to the Sea Riders. Welchern Ellis rolling out, trying to find a receiver. Nothing there. Once again, the Waianae secondary coming through, forcing Welchern Ellis to run with the football, and they finally push him out at the 3-yard line. Good job of pursuit by the Waianae Sea Riders defense. Had about 3 or 4 guys taking shots at Welchern Ellis. Though the first few guys missed, they did get him out of bounds, and that allows Waianae to keep their 7-6 lead here heading into the half. And welcome back to the Aloha Stadium tonight for the second half between the Kahuku Red Raiders and the Waianae Sea Riders. There you see the kickoff is picked up by one of the Waianae upmen. That's Terrence Samoa running the football, and he loses it at about the 30-yard line. We have a mad dash for the ball. We'll see who comes up with it. Once again, flags on the play. I'm Blaine Cowie, joined by Dara Young here for the second half. 7-6 ball game, Waianae on top.
Hi, Blaine. As we saw in the first half, I believe I saw a penalty flag, and that call is going to go against Waianae.
And here you see the Waianae sidelines. They're trying to correct that penalty problem, I hope, in the locker room at halftime. And this one's going to go against them, and that will back them up a few yards. Once again, during the first half, lots and lots of penalties.
We have holding on the return, first down.
Brian Souza with the call,
Recovering
and so
the ball
Waianae
for
will hold
Waianae
on to the football. They'll have it 1st and 10, ball back on their own 19-yard line. third quarter underway, clock taking 9:45 and counting. Wishbone offense set by Waianae, carrying the football for them, I believe, is, let's see if we can get a jersey number on him. We're having a problem spotting. Okay, here we go. Akanio Kozanuski carrying the football, gain of about 2 yards on that last play.
And on the Pepsi replay, you'll see Kozanuski with the handoff, and number 94 for Kahuku, that is Rodney Salanoa, comes in along with the help of his other Red Raider friends to make the stop.
Wishbone offense once again for the Sea Riders. Handoff, this time carrying the ball is another one of the Sea Riders running backs, and stacked up as he gets out for a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Making a hit for the Kahuku Red Raiders, PJ Matagi.
You know, although this is a JV game, this is shaping up to be one of the classic Waianae Kahuku battles we've seen. This is bruise 'em up, bash 'em up football. Straight up the middle and straight down the middle.
3rd down and 4 to go to the first down for Waianae Sea Riders. Back on their own 25. Quarterback Edwin Kawai holding on to the football, cuts back across the grain, has some room. Kawai looking for the end zone, finally going to be dragged out of bounds at the 33-yard line. And what a play by Edwin Kawai, 5'8", 145-pound quarterback for the Sea Riders.
And in the Blimpie replay, we'll see some great footwork by Kawhi there. You see him getting the ball out, and I believe he has made the cut already. The great cut across the grain, and coming in to scrape him from the back from behind is Chris Pahia.
And so it'll be 1st down and 10, Waianae in Kahuku territory on the 33-yard line. Carrying the ball is Kozanuski. Kozanuski out just around the 30-yard line, maybe the 29, gain of about 5 yards.
Kozanuski, an effective runner for Waianae tonight. And you know, his number just gives me delusions of Michael Jordan. I don't know why. There you see him, number 23. And look at him keep his body moving until he's really wrapped up.
7:51 and counting left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Handoff once again to Kozanuski. Kozanuski carrying a couple men with him as he breaks out to the 20-yard line. 1st down Sea Riders, making a play, Paliku Kahale Puna.
And on the Zippies replay, we'll see the handoff to Kozanuski. And here you go, that 10-yard run by Kozanuski.
It will be 1st down and 10 for the Sea Riders. Once again, they pitch it back. This time carrying the ball for the Sea Riders is Glenn Kavaya-Ea. Kavaya-Ea out to about the 12-yard line. Gain of about 7 or 8 yards on that play.
Waianae's running attack begin to, and on the GT Huantel, we'll see the run by Kawai-Ea. Here is the pitch from Kawai to Kawai-Ea. And he gets away from one Kahuku Red Raider. And you know what? I think we have gone a couple plays without penalties.
And here you see 2nd down and 3, ball on the 13-yard line. This will be Kozanuski. Kozanuski looking for the end zone. Kozanuski has himself a touchdown. Akanio Kozanuski cutting back along the grain, eluding a couple of Red Raiders defenders, and getting himself a touchdown, extending the Waianae lead to 13-6 over the Red Raiders from Kahuku.
Great determination on Akanio's part to get into the end zone for the Waianae Sea Riders and to give them the lead for now.
And here you see they're going to go for the 1 point on the kick for the extra point. Making the attempt will be Yukuni Pave. Yukini Pave's kick is up and good through the uprights, and that extends the Waianae lead to 14-6 over the Red Raiders from Kahuku High School with 6 minutes 38 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Very excited, jubilant Waianae Sea Riders sideline. We're going to see the replay of the touchdown here in just a second from News 8.
courtesy of News 8. We will see Akaniao running here. Great corner speed on Akaniao's part, and to elude the Kahuku rush here. And look at him just eyeing the end zone, and there he goes.
Akaniao Kozaniuski seeing the pay dirt, getting into the end zone. 5'8", 150 pounds, using his speed and quickness to run through the Kahuku Red Raiders defense and get his team 6 points on the board. Following the extra point conversion, they're up 14-6. There you see the kickoff from Herman Watson, and we'll have flags down on the play. Back to receive for the Red Raiders is Chris Pahia one more time. And don't forget, he did run a kickback for a touchdown. Here you see Brian Souza, the head referee, discussing the call with his fellow referees, and we'll have the official call for you here in just a few seconds as soon as they discuss this call. Brian Souza still picking up some directions. Herman Watson getting up some pretty good kicks for the Waianae Sea Riders, getting some nice kicks off, but this one will probably be called back and they'll redo it.
Replay the kick.
And so the illegal procedure penalty will back the ball up 5 yards, and so Watson will have to kick it off from his own 35-yard line. Back to receive is Chris Bahia. He's back at his own 20. Got a line drive kick. This is going to be picked up by one of the up men for Kahuku. Carrying the ball is Andreas Manu Maleuna. And Manu Maleuna carries the ball up to about the 37, maybe the 38-yard line before finally being brought down by the Sea Riders special teams. Here you're going to see the Pepsi Stuff replay of that kick return.
And here is Manu Mailua getting the kick and trying to find room up the field. And there you see a lot of the Waianae penetration coming through. Just 2 Kahuku Red Raiders in the screen right now.
Manu Maleuna nowhere to go as Sea Riders were all over the place. Maybe about 7 of them around him, and that will give the Kahuku Red Raiders the ball back on their own 37. Doug Shumway in motion as they pitch it back. Carrying the football will be Sione Haiola. Haiola brought down in the backfield, loss of about 2 or 3 yards as he's brought down at about the 35. There you see the Waianae defense, and we'll see the OIA replay of that last play.
And on the replay, there is Haiola running around the corner, trying to turn the corner, but Ty Bradley catches up with him.
I formation for the Kahuku Red Raiders. 2 receivers out to the far side. Quarterback Welch Ornelas stuck looking for someone to pitch to. He finds a man behind him, but Waianae was all over that play. Good effort by Tim Welch Ornelas as he was in the grasp of Ty Bradley. Welch Ornelas pitching it back to Sione Haiola, cousin of Victor Haiola, who plays for the varsity team, but nothing doing on that play.
You see Welch Ornelas with the ball, and he gets stuck by, that is not Ty Bradley. Instead, that is Sosene for Waianae, until he finally tries to pitch it off, but unsuccessful.
And White Sosene has been in the face of Tim Welch Ornelas all game long, and he keeps that streak up here in the third quarter as Welch Ornelas comes up 3rd down and 16. Ball back on their own 31-yard line. Welch Ornelas under pressure, finds a man short. That is complete to number 33, Sione Sanft. And Soft is brought down at about the 31, maybe the 32-yard line, and that will bring up 4th down.
4th down thanks to the great defensive pursuit by Waianae. On that play, Welch Ornelas was being pursued by Evangelista and Sosene for Waianae. And there you see coming behind him, 71 and 72, Evangelista and Sosene for the Sea Riders.
Chris Pahia to punt the ball away on 4th down as you see the end of the replay. Pahia gets off a nice punt. It's going to be fielded, I believe. No, they're going to let it go, and it is going to be down at the 39-yard line by the Kahuku Red Raiders. Downing the ball, Tiloi Lolotai, and that will give the Waianae Sea Riders the ball back with 4 minutes, 8 seconds remaining. 14-6 is our score. Waianae on top of the Kahuku Red Raiders. They'll have it back on their own 39-yard line. 4 minutes, 3 seconds left to go and counting as Waianae comes up to the line headed by Edwin Kawai. There you see him, number 11. Kawai having a good game so far as he pitches back. Kawai finding his man Glenn Kawaia'ea, and every time he pitches back, he adds on 3 letters to his last name from Kawai to Kawaia'ea.
And on the replay, just a simple pitch. There you see the nice pitch to Kawaia'ea, and he's looking, look at him get away and get a couple more yards.
That will bring up 2nd and 7 for the Sea Riders. They hand it off. Carrying the ball is Akaniel Kozanuski. Kozanuski out to about the 47-yard line, just a few yards short of the first down. Here you see the replay coming up.
On the replay, there's Kozanuski, Akaniel, doing his best to get outside. And there you see he is tripped up. He could have gone for much more had it not been for the hand of that Kahuku Red Raider to bring him down.
Waianae needs to get 4 yards to get the first down. They'll have it 3rd down on their own 45. Once again, they hand the ball off. This one carrying the ball is Glenn Kawaia'ea. Kawaia'ea with some room along the sidelines. Kawaia'ea, one man to beat and can't do it. As Kahuku's Jason Malufal saves another Sea Rider touchdown as he forces Kawaia'ea out at about the 12-yard line.
Great run by Kawaia'ea of Waianae. And there you see him carrying the ball. Just before that, you didn't see it, but he got stuck behind his own man and then just shot out of the gap. And he was nowhere to be seen once he broke into the Kahuku secondary.
There you see probably a little winded Glenn Kawaia'ea after all that running. Waianae with the ball 1st and 10. They hand it off to Kozanuski. Kozanuski out to about the 7-yard line of the Kahuku Red Raiders with 2.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter.
On that run, Kozanuski looked like an airplane with his other arm outside propelling him along.
And when you have a small guy like Kozanuski at 5'8", 150, you can use all the propulsion you can get to avoid these big Kahuku Red Raider tacklers. Don't want to get sandwiched by too many of those guys as they come up 2nd down and 5. Ball is on the Kahuku 7-yard line. Handoff this time goes to West Keli'ikipi, and Keli'ikipi gets about 1 or 2 yards closer to the goal line for Waianae.
So far between Kozanuski and Kawaia'ea, the Waianae running backs have been reading their blocks very well during the second half, contributing to the first touchdown for the second half and now the drives down the field.
Credit the offensive line of Waianae Sea Riders opening up the holes for the running backs to get through, allowing them to scamper out to the sidelines. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Once again, they'll give it to number 23, Akaniel Kozanuski, and as 23 does for the Chicago Bulls, 23 does here for the Waianae Sea Riders, this time scoring a touchdown. I don't think Michael Jordan scores a touchdown for the Bulls, but he still scores. Kozanuski into the end zone for the touchdown for the Sea Riders, opening up a 20-6 lead here in the 3rd quarter.
You know what I have noticed straight out of the locker room in the second half, Waianae has cleaned up the penalties, and the backs are reading the blocks very well. And Akaniel, there is a man downfield for the Sea Riders, but getting back to Akaniel Kozanuski, he is doing some great things on the field right now for the Waianae Sea Riders. You begin to wonder what Coach Peyton Sorono told them in the locker room.
Waianae Sea Riders definitely fired up. They want this JV championship, as this game is for all the marbles here in the junior varsity division. They're still attending to the player down on the field. We have 1 minute 25 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Touchdown by Akaniel Kozanuski, giving them a 20-6 lead as we await the extra point attempt.
And there you see the scoreboard. Waianae has scored 2 touchdowns on consecutive drives, and both touchdowns have come on runs by Akaniel Kozanuski. Waianae has shot out like a cannon out of the locker room, and they look very determined to take this home to the Leeward Coast tonight.
And it's a good thing they didn't forget Kozanuski back home in Waianae, because they needed him tonight, showing his speed as he breaks out for 2 touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter. They are still attending to the player down on the field. We have our best wishes for him as the trainers attend to him doing their job.
Here is a replay of Akaniao Kozanuski's touchdown. He gets the handoff from Kawai. And then the rest is himself as he sees the opening and goes in for the touchdown. 6 points, Akaniao Kozanuski.
Here you see it once again, a minute 25 seconds left to go. We await the extra point attempt from the Waianae Sea Riders. As soon as trainer Sharon Kodama finishes attending to the player on the field. And it's good to see him getting up and walking rather under his own power. Always a good sign here at the Aloha Stadium as you see Stanford Iwai Malo trotting off the field. 6 foot, 215-pound defensive lineman playing both sides of the line for Waianae. Looks to be all right, and that's good news for the Sea Riders. Here you see the extra point attempt being set up. Jared Jeremiah to hold for the kicker. And the kick is up, and it is good. And so the extra point attempt by Iukini Pave gives the Waianae Sea Riders a 21-6 lead. Iukini Pave 3 for 3 on extra point attempts.
2 quick touchdowns for the Waianae Sea Riders in the second half. Why? Because Waianae has been moving the ball on offense, and they've been stopping Kahuku on defense. They forced Kahuku to punt on their first possession of the second half. Paia coming in to make the punt, and Waianae driving all the way downfield to make the touchdown.
Waianae also not having very many penalties called against them as they have cleaned that up here in the third quarter. And once again playing well on both sides of the ball. Offensive line opening up holes for the running back. Defensive line not allowing Kahuku to run the ball against them and giving the offense the ball back. And if you have the ball, you have the ability to score. And that is what Waianae has done as you see the kick from Herman Watson. Once again, carrying the ball will be one of the up men. This will be Andres Manu Maleuna. Once again, one of the up backs. And he works this one out to about the 38, maybe the 42-yard line.
Manu Maleuna giving the Kahuku Red Raiders great field position at around the 40-yard line. Here is the replay. Manu Maleuna gets the ball and starts to the outside, and then looks like he will cut back inside when he starts to the outside again. And look at his arm out there, ready to stiff arm any Sea Rider that comes along.
Kahuku Red Raiders, almost imperative that they score here as they are down by 15, 21-6. Once again, we have a player down on the field, this time from Kahuku, with a minute 15 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. There you see the Kahuku Red Raiders sidelines. Coach talking to their defensive squad, trying to get their act together, see if they can stop the Waianae Sea Riders. The next time the Sea Riders have possession of the ball, it would be even greater if they could have a turnover because that would get them the ball back, and they do need to have 2 scores to get back into this ball game, trailing by 15. There you see the quarterback for Kahuku, Tim Welch Ornelas. He's the cousin of George Ornelas, formerly of St. Louis High School, also played for University of Hawaii. And also got Jess Ornelas, who is playing linebacker for the St. Louis High School right now. He is a sophomore, and he will be in the Prep Bowl coming up in just a week on November 24th.
And on the Kahuku sideline, we have Coach Walter Santiago, who wore a Rainbow Warrior uniform a couple years ago. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was number 6.
And cheers come up from the crowd here at the Aloha Stadium as the Kahuku player appears to be all right as he walks off the field under his own power. Once again, you see the head coach for Kahuku, that is Walter Santiago, hoping his offense can get in gear here as they come out with one back behind the quarterback. And we have movement from the Waianae Sea Riders line. Waianae Sea Riders defensive line taking out the left side of the offensive line of the Red Raiders. We'll see if they were drawn outside or if they went on their own. Referees having their little debate here. Hopefully they won't take too much time. Minute 2 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 21-6 is their score. First down and 10.
Excuse me, Blaine. While they're having their debate, what I like about this game is they're going all out. You know, you have kind of forgotten this JV.
Got a dead ball, illegal procedure on the offense.
And it looks like Waianae was drawn by Kahuku on the penalty. But you know, these guys, they go all out.
Personal foul on the defense, first down.
And so we'll have 2 calls here made by the head referee, Brian Souza. first one, drawing the defensive line outside. Unfortunately, the defensive line just kind of ran over the offensive line of Kahuku, and that drew personal foul penalties. And in total, that will move the ball up 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage for the Kahuku Red Raiders, and also give them a first down, as they are now in Waianae territory on the Waianae 48-yard line with a first down and 10 situation. 58 seconds left to go on the clock here in the third quarter. Two receivers out to the far side as Welcher Nellis runs this one. Welcher Nellis going to be brought down out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. That will bring us to second down and about 6.
Great pursuit by Russell Naki to come up from his defensive back position. Here you see Welcher Nellis on the quarterback keeper trying to get outside. He heads upfield when Russell Naki, there you see him grabbing Welcher Nellis by the jersey, dragging him out of bounds.
And Welcher Nellis has shown that he's a guy that you don't want running loose in your secondary, as he is very elusive. He'll have it second down and 7, ball on the Waianae 45. Handoff goes to Sione Haiola. Haiola brought down in the backfield by the Waianae defense, led by Anson Thompson.
And as we were saying about the Waianae defense rising to the occasion and making the big plays on Kahuku, here you see the handoff, and then busting right up the middle is Anson Thompson.
Third down and 9, ball on the 47-yard line of Waianae. Kahuku hoping to mount a drive here. We're down to the last play of the third quarter. Welcher Nellis firing, has a man. It is going to be complete to Doug Shumway. Shumway across for the first down and more as he's open to the 35. Doug Shumway, the wide receiver, he's a sophomore this year, getting a key first down here, keeping the drive alive for the Red Raiders.
And on the replay, Welcher Nellis spots his receiver, Shumway, and there you see the defensive back, the secondaries are playing way off Shumway, and therefore Shumway is able to make the catch to end the third quarter.
And at the end of the third quarter, both teams will change sides. Waianae up 21-6 over the Kahuku Red Raiders.
87.
Pretty nice crowd tonight as you see the Aloha Stadium. 3,287 people in attendance for this JV Championship game between the Red Raiders from Kahuku High School and the Sea Riders of Waianae. Here you see Kahuku coming up. It's the fourth quarter now. 10 minutes left to go in the ball game for Kahuku. They trail by 15. Tim Welcher Nellis hoping to get his team back into the ball game. Penalty markers down on the play before we get it underway. It is 1st and 10. That might change here. And it appears that the call will go against
encroachment on the defense. Repeat first down.
And I was saying it will go against the Waianae Sea Riders defense, and that will bring us to 1st and 5. Ball now on the 30-yard line of Waianae. Welcher Nellis under some pressure. Welcher Nellis now with time. He's going to scramble with this one. And Welcher Nellis runs into a big body that goes by the name of Kainoa Evangelista. Evangelista just formed the wall there, and Ornelas just bounced right off of him out of bounds.
Putting some great pressure on Welcher Nellis also, as you'll see here, is Zachariah Kealoha. There you see him. And that forces Welcher Nellis to keep looking and keep running until Evangelista can come and run him over.
Evangelista, 6 feet, 250 pounds, having Tim Welcher Nellis run into him. And Welcher Nellis really looked rather minute there as he comes up 2nd down and 3. Welcher Nellis is tripped up by the turf. That or he stepped on one of his linemen's feet. And he'll fall down for a loss of about 2 or 3 yards. And that will bring up 3rd and about 6. Tim Welcher Nellis shaking his head. He's not sure what happened, but that puts his team in a hole. It will officially be 3rd and 7 with 9:34 left to go in the ball game.
On the replay here, let's take a look at what happens to Tim Welcher Nellis. He looks like he gets tripped up.
Welcher Nellis in 3rd and 7, has some pressure from the backside. Welcher Nellis going to go for the first down on his own, and he will be close. Welcher Nellis brought down by the Waianae defense, led by Anson Thompson.
And again, Welcher Nellis hearing footsteps from Zachariah Kealoha. on the replay, we'll see Welcher Nellis being pursued. There you see Zachariah's arms coming into the screen until he's finally knocked out by his teammates.
Welcher Nellis short of the first down by 1 yard. That'll bring a fourth down and about 1 yard to go. Ball is placed on the 27-yard line of Waianae. Big play here. Welcher Nellis handing it off to Sione Haiola, and I do not believe Haiola has the first down, and so it will go over to the Waianae side of the field on downs.
Waianae has really cleaned up its act for the second half, both on offense and defense. Here you see the great defensive stop on the replay here. Welcher Nellis with the handoff to Haiola. There you see Haiola carrying the ball until Waianae with great penetration in the trenches.
Wishbone formation for Waianae as they hand it off. Carrying the ball is West Keli'ikipi. Keli'ikipi out to about the 42-yard line, and go West, young man. Actually, in this case, go east as he is headed towards Waikiki.
And there's West with the ball. Watch him lower his head and just keep going. Great run by Keli'ikipi.
First down and 10 for the Sea Riders. Once again, Keli'ikipi with the ball. Keli'ikipi breaking midfield, and we'll have penalty markers down on the play. Pure speculation alone, but I believe we're going to have a face mask called against the Kahuku defense.
On that play, nevertheless, who the penalty is on. If we'll see a replay, we will see a great little shove from his own teammate, Patrick Pa'au. He gives a little push to Keli'ikipi.
Here's Brian Souza with the official call.
On a defense, 15 yards, first down.
Here you're going to see the replay of that last run by Keli'ikipi.
There you see the push from Patrick Pa'au, number 66, to keep Keli'ikipi on his feet.
Here you see the handoff on first down. Waianae running the ball up the middle. Breaking tackles was a running back. I believe that was Kozaniewski once again carrying the football.
And Waianae running backs like Kozaniewski and Kawai Ea have opened up the middle for the fullback, Keli'ikipi, enabling Keli'ikipi to get great yardage.
Wishbone formation once again as they hand it off. I believe there might be a fumble on the field. We'll see what the call is. Kahuku does have the football. Recovering is Harry Burgess. We're not exactly sure what happened at that play. We'll probably see it on the replay. But it appeared that the Waianae running back just never really had control of the football from the handoff from quarterback Edwin Kawai.
Recovering for Kahuku on that was Anipati Milo. And you just saw him trotting off the field there. Kahuku needs to do something with the ball now, down 15 points in the last quarter of the game. On the replay here, you'll see Kawai handoff. And you can't see very well there, but the ball came loose.
Welcher Nellis under pressure, slips one tackle. He's going to run across the field looking for another tackle. Gets a tremendous block, and Welcher Nellis has to run along the sidelines. Welcher Nellis past the 40 out to about the 38-yard line. Welcher Nellis breaking free of one tackle by Michael Molina in the backfield. Running back across the field, catches a tremendous block and heads down the sidelines to about the 38-yard line of Waianae.
And that tremendous block thanks to Gary Kama. On the replay here, you see Welcher Nellis coming in. And watch 68, boom! To give Ornelas the room he needed to get upfield. You know, it helps to have big teammates.
Gary Kama throwing a bada bing, bada boom, bada bang with that block. Here you see them on first down. Pass is incomplete for the intended receiver, Leovan Klaunin. 6:39 left to go here. Kahuku trailing to the Waianae Sea Riders 21-6, down by 15 points. Second down and 10 for the Red Raiders. Ball on the Waianae 40.
And Blaine, just when we were talking about Kahuku needs to get something going, big run by Welcher Nellis. thanks to the great block by Gary Kama. So this keeps the ball, the momentum in Kahuku's corner for now. And yes, workhorses do need water.
Tim Welch-Ornelas, a very tough player for the Kahuku Red Raiders. He's had a tough go of it here as he's been chased all over the field as you see him walking off with the assistance of the trainer. It will be... We'll have a new quarterback coming to the game as Welch-Ornelas walks off the field. Welch-Ornelas having what you could say a quote-unquote liquid problem throughout the ball game, and he is just one tough player.
Liquid problem, well, he is making a splash for Kahuku tonight.
Welch-Ornelas really keeping his ball team in the game thus far. They're only down by 15. If they can get two or three scores here, they'll be back in 21-6. 2 touchdowns with 2-point conversions will give them the lead.
6:39, still a lot of time for Kahuku to come back. And what I think I like best about this game is the electricity in the stadium. Just by watching them on the field, you forget these are 9th and 10th graders beginning the first couple years of their high school.
And also don't forget, this is probably, it's a safe bet to say anyway that this is their first time playing on AstroTurf here in the Aloha Stadium. And to play in the Aloha Stadium is just an awe-inspiring experience of its own. As you see the new quarterback, he's wearing jersey number 20. That's Diamond Ka'aihui in the game. He's a freshman for the Kahuku Red Raiders. He's going to take the place of Tim Welch-Ornelas here on 2nd down and 10. Ball on the Waianae 40. Ka'aihui to pass. Ka'aihui going to scramble outside. He's going to be pushed down at about the 38-yard line. Gain of about 2 for Ka'aihui, the new quarterback.
Ka'aihui, he just came out running. He has a set of fresh legs, and he looked like he just wanted to do something with the ball. On the replay, you'll see he keeps the ball. Great blocking up front by his offensive line. He follows their blocks. He reads their blocks very well and stumbles for extra yards.
And Tim Welch-Ornelas back into the game at quarterback for the Red Raiders. 2nd down and 9 with 6:10 and counting left to go in the game. They're going to hand it off. Carrying the ball will be Sione Sanf. And Sanfit gets out to about the 31-yard line.
That was a good fake by Welch-Ornelas to finally hand the ball off to Sione. On the replay here, there's a handoff to Sanft. And there he is, struggling for yards. You know what? He just keeps going. And that's the best part of this OIA championship.
5.5 minutes left to go here in the ball game. 21-6 is our score. Kahuku hoping to score a quick one here. They'll have it 4th and 1. They need a first down first, and they're not going to get it as they hand the ball off to Andreas Manu Maleuna, and Manu Maleuna is brought down in the backfield by Waianae's Ty Bradley. Ty Bradley coming up big here in the second half with a number of defensive plays. We'll see him here on the replay.
There you see the great penetration by Ty Bradley of the Sea Riders.
Manu Maleuna really didn't have a chance there as Ty Bradley got tremendous penetration with 5 minutes, 6 seconds and counting left to go here in the ball game. Waianae has the ball back. They are up by 15, 21-6. Carrying the ball for Waianae is number 20, Glenn Kavaya-Ea.
And Waianae perhaps sniffing this championship now, keeping the ball on the ground with Kavaya and Kozanuski. Kozanuski and Kavaya complementing each other very well. This is just straight up the middle by Kavaya and credit Milo for the stop.
Wishbone formation once again for the Sea Riders on 2nd and 6. Fumble in the backfield, picked up by the quarterback, Edwin Kawai. Kawai looking for some room. He spins his way for the first down. Edwin Kawai, the human electric drill, I guess you can call him, as he got the first down, breaking free of tackles, making a play, Chris Pahia for the Kahuku Red Raiders.
What impressed me most about Kawai on that play was he didn't lose his bearings. He didn't get He didn't panic there. There you see the ball dangerously held by him, and that's after, but he did not panic, and he picked up the ball for forward progress.
First down and 10. Waianae back on their own 47-yard line. Handoff, carrying the ball up the middle for the Waianae Sea Riders. I believe that was Bruce Moku, number 34, 5'8", 165-pound fullback. Nothing doing there as Kahuku Red Raiders defensive line was all over that play. That'll bring up second down and 10. Ball placed once again on the 47-yard line of the Waianae Sea Riders. 3.5 minutes remaining here. 21-6 is the score. Sea Riders on top. Single receiver out to the far side as you see the three running backs behind the quarterback. Edwin Kawai. Kawai keeping it, trying to break free. Breaks one tackle. Kawai working his way out before finally being brought down by Paliku Kahale Puna. But Kawai is showing some tremendous strength as he broke free of one tackle that looked like he was going to be taken down.
On the replay, on the OIA replay, you see Kawai keeping the ball and is getting dragged down by the jersey by Matagi. But he just keeps going. I think that's what impresses me most about him, is he is very calm and collected in the pocket.
Kawai, a very level-headed quarterback from what we've seen here at the Aloha Stadium. Also showing tremendous heart, showing good second effort, getting a first down and more yardage on that last play as Kawai once again carries, spinning his way, still on his feet, out to the 34-yard line. And just as I was talking about his heart, he broke about 2 or 3 tackles, stayed on his feet, kept tremendous balance, and kept on working for yardage.
Kawai carrying the team tonight on sheer determination for Waianae. He wants to win it. If anybody wants to, he does. Watch him break these tackles, spin out, and keep running, hurdling over tacklers.
Waianae keeping the clock running, 2:10 and counting. They are up by 15, 21-6 is the score. And we'll have whistles before the play gets underway. Penalty markers thrown. I believe we'll have a delay of game penalty called against the Waianae Sea Riders.
Got a dead ball, delay game on the offense, repeat first down.
And so that'll push them up 5 yards, bring up first down and 15. Ball will be placed back on the 39-yard line of the Kahuku Red Raiders.
Kawai, some great running, and this brought this to my attention by Al Murakami. He runs like a mongoose. Supposedly, there are a lot of them in Waianae.
Here you see Kawai handing it off on what is first and 15. Nothing doing there. Bruce Moku carrying the football. No gain once again for Mr. Moku with 1 minute 37 seconds left to go and counting. Waianae on top 21-6. Leading the charge for the Kahuku Red Raiders on the tackle, Josh Ayu. Kahuku hoping to get back to this game, but the clock is winding down on them. We're down to 1 minute 19 seconds now and counting. Kahuku does have 2 timeouts, but they won't call one here. Waianae coming to the line in the wishbone formation once again. Edwin Kawai holding onto the ball, and he'll be tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Gain of maybe about 1 yard, and that'll bring us to third down and about 14.
One of the greatest assets to a football team is a quarterback who can move. And that is what Coach Peyton Sorono has on this team in Kawai. There you see, he keeps the ball. Watch him just slippery and slidey. He refuses to go down.
Moving like a mongoose is Edwin Kawai. And with 35 seconds and counting left to go, Waianae still in their huddle. Kahuku not calling one of their 2 timeouts. And we will have a delay of game called against the Waianae Sea Riders once again. That stops the clock with 30 seconds left to go. Kahuku trailing by 15. And it appears that Waianae has this one all but wrapped up with 30 seconds left to go. Kahuku needing 2 scores, but it would have been nice if they had the football here. But they're on defense, and Waianae with ball control can just run this clock out. Edwin Kawai taking the knee as it appears the Waianae Sea Riders will gather some revenge. Kahuku Red Raiders varsity team beating the Waianae Sea Riders varsity team on their way to the Prep Bowl against the St. Louis Crusaders. But the Waianae Sea Riders will have revenge here in the JV division, becoming the 1995 JV champions of the OIA. You see the Waianae Sea Riders beginning to cheer as the clock is down to 2-1, and that is the ball game, folks. Waianae Sea Riders, congratulations to them as they are the JV champions of the Oahu Interscholastic Association Junior Varsity Division.
Gee, by the looks of that, you'd think they won some national championship. Great celebration by Waianae, and you know what? They deserve it. And it was very fitting that Glenn Kawai took it on a knee and he ended the game because he was instrumental in the Sea Riders in the second half. And there you see Coach Peyton Serrano calling his team back, trying to control the melee that has broken out here.
Serrano has about 80 or 90 very excited junior varsity players as they have just taken a championship game from the Kahuku Red Raiders. Kahuku Red Raiders played one tough game also. And there you see the celebration. Waianae Sea Riders, 1995 junior varsity champions of the OIA. Back to live action here at the Aloha Stadium. Once again, credit to the Kahuku Red Raiders who played a tough game, especially quarterback Tim Welcher-Nellis holding on. But once again, the Sea Riders are the champions.
The most interesting part of this game, we may see a lot of these names in the future, in the very near future.
This is the future of varsity football as you see the final score, 21-6, Waianae Sea Riders over the Kahuku Red Raiders. For Lawson Kita and Darryl Young and the rest of our crew up here at the Aloha Stadium, my name is Blaine Cowie. Thanks for watching and have yourself a good night.